Alright, so I am starting to do the project I've planned for this yarn. It will be the third attempt at the blanket with this yarn, and this is the plan. And I have essentially copied down this chart and color-coded what the outside row of every one should be. So I will have to go through them and figure out what the inside of every row will be. But this is the plan. I'm going to get started, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so as you can see, I have here mapped out all of the squares I need. And as you can see, I have finished the first chunk. Trying not to throw the microphone on the ground. Okay, so you got this chunk, here's the second chunk, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And that's kind of how we're going to work our way through this blanket. Hi, Sander. But that's what this looks like so far. I know they're a little wonky. I am joining as I go. It literally just started doing that as I was talking. No one asked you. No one asked you. What else do you have to say? Are you sure? No, let's not do that. Yeah. Okay. And that was your very important update from Cinder. So let's zoom back out. And yeah, like I said, this is the first round, or first section. I fucking love this. And if you don't like it, it's not for you. Isn't it magical how that works? So many more people need to absorb that into their life. If you don't like it, then it ain't not for you. All right, it is the next day, and I'm coming in with another update. So yesterday I finished off the top section and half of this second section, and then today I finished it. And right here, if you kind of follow that line all the way across, is the separation between the first section and the second section. And there are 6 total of these sections. And then I'm going to do a border. And obviously, I have weaved in none of the ends. And I haven't blocked any of these because I've been using the join as you go method. So they're a little wonky. I'm going to steam the shit out of this blanket when I'm done. But I will say, this is my favorite attempt at a blanket with this yarn so far. I'm actually really, really loving this. I know it's really obnoxious, but I like it. So, that is today's progress. I can usually do, if I spin around here, it's my little chart. I can usually do like, today I did the 6s, I did the 2s, the 6s. This was a big 12, and then these were 3 squares of 4 rounds. So, for tomorrow, probably try to get this 12 done, these 2 4s, this 8, this 6, this 4, and then these 2s. But yeah, this is going decidedly quick. The real question now is, will I finish this or the other blanket before I see too many videos of the new octagon style of shirt and want to work on that? So we'll see what happens. But that is today's update. So I spent all weekend trying to make the hexagon shirt, and I have like 4 rows left, but I tried it on last night, and I'm not sure that I like how it fits, so I'm not feeling super motivated to finish it. I am, however, feeling super motivated to finally tackling this hat I've made. This is the butt of what will become a very big version of this sweet little baby boy. So we're working on that. I've got the tutorial up. This is CK. This is Complicated Knots, who we refer to as CK in the Discord and on her live streams and such. How to crochet a sheep. I did body part 1 and then I stopped. This video came out 11 months ago, so it was last summer that I was working on this, because I started this shortly after this video came out. But yeah, I'm gonna see if we can't have a sheep by the end of today, maybe. I do remember that working with this yarn and this hook was a challenge, so we'll see how this goes. So I ran out of yarn, and this is half, maybe closer to 2/3 of the whole body nugget, which means I'd probably end up having to buy like 4 to 6 more skeins in order to finish this as the pattern says. So I took a break and I made some little leggies, and they're like the right size ratio, I think, if we consider this guy, you know, like, I just, like, pause, unpause. These are my Gengars. So this is the 2-foot Target version, and this is the Squishmallow. And that's the Wooloo carcass thus far. Like, so, like, a full-size pillow can fit in this guy. I don't want to make it any bigger. So I will need black to finish the head and the braids, which I can get, but I'm gonna make, and when I say the head, I mean like his little poop cap here. So I'm gonna make the actual head, the ears, and the horns, and then, oh, I have to make a tail too. What did I do for that? Is there a tail on this pattern? I'll have to look and see if there's a tail on the pattern, or if I made this up. Because if I made it up, it's just another leg. But yeah, that thing's huge. I'm not making it any bigger. Okay, so I made the octagon shirt. As you can see, I don't love this version, but this is all the yarn I have left in this color. So I'm just gonna leave it as it is. This would be a good, like, reference piece to build off of. Changes, I would probably do a few less rounds on the arm before I joined it. I might try making this again a size down. That means I have to frog it. I don't know that I want to do that yet. Because I seamed the shoulders together on round 21. And there's supposed to be 24 rounds before you do the shoulders. Again, I'm running out of yarn. In other news, progress on the Wooloo today. He's a boy. He's a big boy. He has one full-size pillow in him. As you can see when I squish him flat, he's pillow-sized. I'm going to buy another one to put in there and then add straps. But he's so cute. I will insert the picture here, but it's not seamed up yet. I put him on top of my Gengar and made a special edition Bob Ross Gengar. But I need more of the black yarn so I can add his braids. Model seen here, so I can add his braids. Also, obviously he needs a face. I do have the pink for the nose, but I need to do the eyes first, so I can place them far enough apart. And obviously I need to attach his legs. This little guy, I don't know if it comes through. There are little bolts in all his legs so he can just stand. But so as far as the pattern goes, I actually got to about here. And I realized if I finished the pattern, it would be so fucking huge. And I don't know where I'd put it. So I elected instead to stop where I was at the point I ran out of yarn. And I essentially took the ball where the opening was facing the head, twisted it, and spun it. So now he'll open along the belly instead. But those are the things I accomplished today. I am going to go back to working on the granny square blanket now. So if you follow me on Blue Sky, you've already seen this, but I finished the giant Wooloo. And oh boy howdy, I could not be more pleased with how this guy turned out. So, just for review, there's this guy. He's super tiny. This is just your standard red heart white and black yarn. I made the eyes out of black fabric and embroidery thread, I believe. But yeah, this little guy, just your, I'll link the sheep pattern I followed. I did, compared to the original pattern I followed, this head is sideways because it's supposed to hang down like a long nose. I just kind of started a circle and followed the pattern here, which is just alternating single and treble crochets. Glued in 2 little horns. The ears are part of the pattern. And the nose, I just stitched a heart and then pulled it down. I do have bolts in the little feetsies, so he stands quite well. Whereas Big Mama here does not. You don't stand at all, do you, Big Mama? Nope. No, I don't. So let's do a big old flip. Big Mama does have legsies, but they're just stuffed. And Big Mama's got 2 pillows in her. She's heavy, but she's nice and attached. She's got the pink in her ears. She does have a widow tail. And if we flip her back over, you see her legs just kind of go out, and then she rests on her big belly. There's your other leggy. There it is. She's got a cute little face. She's got the cute little braids. I'm so happy. I do not enjoy making amigurumi, but the serotonin rush from this beautiful little face is doing me real well. I did the eyes. This is just regular 4-weight black yarn like I used on Baby Wooloo here, but it's double-stranded. This is a magic circle. I did a single crochet on the 2 ends and then 3 double crochets, and then just 2 single crochets into everything with the yellow, and then this is just stitched in. And then I stitched these on, and then I stitched white around it to kind of cover it up, which works out because of the big plush fuzzy yarn. And then this is just a V, because yeah. But I'm look at that face. Look at how cute he is, or she, whichever you prefer. Just put the little Wooloo back in there, and yeah. Back to the blankets. I do have an update on the blanket too. But let's say hi to the couch. Do you have anything to say, ma'am? That's going to sound great on the audio, I bet. Nothing to add? No. Look at how small the ball is. Look at how close we're getting. I mean, I still have like 12 other skeins, but I got, unfold, would you? I got all of that done yesterday. So the 12 round, these are 4s, that's 6, I think. No, this is an 8. 2, 4, 6, yeah, this is an 8. This guy's a 6. 3 more 4s, 4 more 4s. The 2s are my favorite in terms of just how good I think they look with this yarn. But yeah, that's the progress blah 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 on that. And that one's still over there too, but I haven't made any progress on that since I started the rainbow one. As you can see by my wet window, perhaps, it's been raining on and off all day, which is why Miss Gidge here is enjoying the best nap spot in the house. Yeah. Oh, yes. See, I thought I was making myself a beanbag that I would get to chill out in my room, but no, I was actually just making an attempt at the world's largest cat bed. So, see you next time. So, I finished at Wooloo, and I was feeling motivated. I was feeling like I wanted to finish some more shit. I pulled this out, and started. First of all, I forgot that I like mostly finished the body and had started the sleeves. But this is the neck hole, by the way. So these sleeves need to be much smaller. So I am frogging, but I don't know the camera like it because the camera wants to focus on my face. You see how fuzzy this is? This shit sucks to frog. Sucks so bad to frog. And this is the loops and thread ombre hues. It's super soft yarn. It's polyester and acrylic, and it sucks to frog. When I started it, I think I started with a 4 hook. I think that's what this pattern calls for. Let me go back and find out. But I was worried I wouldn't have enough yarn, and I got it on clearance. They didn't have any more at Michael's at the time, so I kind of assumed it was all the yarn I was going to have. My microphone fell over. I think I tried a 4. And I think that's what I did the ribbing on the yoke in was a 4, but because I wanted to make sure it was when I did it with the 4, I wasn't meeting gauge. Because I started this a while ago and my tension used to be super tight. It's still kind of sometimes, but I'm trying to be better about it. But yeah, frogging this shit sucks. And I pretty much had the whole sleeve done. And I'm used to, like, I like a baggy sleeve. Don't get me wrong. But the yarn I usually use is, wait for, like, acrylic yarn. So it's got some bulk to it in and of itself. This stuff does not. It's, I think it's a weight 3. Yeah, it's a weight 3. Um, and it just, again, I just stuck my whole head through the sleeve. I shouldn't, that's a bit excessive. So, I am frogging. I do have the granny square blanket. 2 notes on the granny square blanket being half done. 1, it's half done. And 2, I finished the big ball of rainbow yarn that I had. Like I said, on the ground. Pick y'all up. And we're going to start a new clip. Before I show off the blanket, let's say hi to Gidge. Gidge, Gidge. Do you have anything you'd like to say to us? Like, let me go back to bed, damn it. All right. So, obviously, this is going to have to be... Will you not let me zoom out? Hold on. Zoomed out. All right. So this is half of it. And clearly it needs to be, like, steamed. Also, I have to do all the ends. But I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna put a border on it, and then I'm gonna steam the shit out of it. But that's the progress. Here I am in frogging hell. So just thought I'd let y'all know what was going on. I finished one of the sleeves. All right, I made a sleeve. As you can see, it's a little baggy up here. And if I were to do this again, but I'm not going to, because again, frogging this yarn is the goddamn worst, I would probably seam this shut and cut out, like, I don't know, 10 stitches at least. The first version of this I did, the sleeve around, was 27 clusters. This one is 15. So, I don't really know what to do about that, but I don't really see it as that much of an issue. It's like almost 9 p.m., so I'm not working on this anymore, but tomorrow I will replicate because I did this today in one day. And it'll go faster for the second one because I already have all the steps written down so that I can make them the same. And then I am definitely, I think, going to add. Oh, it's not short enough. Shame. Um, whew. I am going to add some length on the bottom of this because I didn't even use a whole skein to do this sleeve. So, yeah, it's really, really soft, very comfy. So I'm excited for this. I just got a little frustrated yesterday because I was all like, momentum, woo, let's go. And then this was huge. It was a wing. I don't need a wing. I just want a sleeve. And yeah, I wish that was less. But I'm not frogging it. I'm not. I just I don't have it in me to do it again. And I finished the sleeve off and everything. So it doesn't look bad when I'm wearing it. So it just like it feels very large in here because it is. But yeah, I don't like just want to. You can see it in here. No. I broke the clip for my microphone, so I'm trying very hard to not drop it because I just have it haphazardly balanced on the top of the stand. Back up enough. Shorter. Shorter, shorter. Whee. So I want it as long as the tank top I'm wearing, which you can see peeking out from underneath the sweater. Here's my tank top. Here's the sweater. So I probably want at least another 3 inches. And some of that will probably be the ribbing. I'll probably do the same length I did up here. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the update. And I should have 2 sleeves. 2 sleeves, 2 sleeves. Just 2 when I check back in. Bye. All right, as you can see, I finished the sweater, right? Woo, yay! And did the decreases on this cuff. And I'm not fixing it right now, so we can in. Otherwise, this is super cute. So soft. So soft. And for, like, my first ever attempt at a raglan, I'm gonna say not bad. This is really my only problem, and it's my fault I did this to myself. Because I did the, I didn't split it until I was sure it was going to be big enough around to fit the widest part of me, where I could have split it up where my armpit actually was, and then just added increases that I didn't want to do. blanket because I didn't want to do math. So instead I had to do math with the sleeves, which is my way. Future me's problem. But for the bottom, I ended up adding 4 or 5 rows. I'm not entirely certain. I added a clip, and I don't remember if I added the clip at the start of the row I was starting or at the end of the row I was starting from. So I added 4 or 5 rows, and then I added 6 rows for the ribbing. And yeah, also, whole project, when I started it, pattern calls for a 4mm hook, so that's what I was using. I got really worried I was going to run out of yarn. I have a full skein and a half left, which is preferable to running out of yarn, but it just means I now have to decide what to do with that. But that's 2 over a year or close to a year old whips done now. So it's this and the Wooloo. And this will be in a video, so at some point I will remember to take out the 10 rows. Because when I did this one, when I started the double crochets, every third one I did a decrease. So this is a nice tight one, and this one's really wide. But other than that, I think this turned out really cute. And again, it's so soft. So, another whip done! Woo! Also, it's like pouring right now. I don't know if you can hear that, but we have a metal roof. So, it used to be loud when it rained because it's Florida, so it doesn't like rain gently. But now it's very loud when it rains. And having finished this and filmed this video, I'm going to go have dinner. And then I think I will work on one of the blankets. Probably the granny square blanket, let's be real. And I broke my mic clip, and I ordered a new one of those, and it should be here tomorrow. So I don't have to spend 5 minutes before I start every video gently balancing the mic on top of the stand for the camera. Alright, I have another progress update. This is 2/3 done with the blanket. It's very bright, very loud, very obnoxious, and I love her. If we take a wander, as you can see, oh, I didn't finish. Let's get that all taken care of. I lied. We are over 2/3 done. I have one section left. So I can usually get roughly either a third or a half of a section done a day, depending. These 12s usually take me a good chunk of time, so that'll probably be most of a day on its own. But I am very happy with how it's turning out so far. And we won't talk about all of the ends I have to deal with, because that's future me's problem. So, yeah, that is the update. Next time you see this blanket, I will probably be aiming to start the border, because I do have a plan for a border. Bye! It's border time, y'all. Look at it. It's all done. It's so obnoxious. I love it. And for anybody who's like, why didn't you block all the squares? I attached as I went instead of sewing. I didn't want to block all the squares. I'm impatient and I own a steamer. I'll fix it in post. That's what post is for. But as you can see in the corner there, black yarn is still attached because I am going to start the border. I'm thinking, feeling, hoping, if I have enough black, I'm going to do 2 rounds of the black, 2 rounds of the rainbow, and 2 more rounds of the black. And then we will address what lies underneath. which is so many freaking ends. And you know what you do when you have a blanket like this and so many freaking ends? You buckle down, you focus in, and you get real zen with it. And you just, this is what I'm doing for the next 4 hours. I am weaving in ends. But yeah, no, this has turned out amazingly. I really love it. Yeah, next time you see this, it'll have a border on it. So I finished the blanket, and I should have spent the last 2 days working on all the ends and steaming it. But I didn't do that. I spent the last 2 days making this guy. And if you think he's fantastic, just wait. He also has 3 eyes for each side. I also have his very suspicious eyes and an extra whimsical heart eyes. I am going to have all of these attached with these bad boys. But I only have 5 sets, and I need more than that. Somebody did make a very good recommendation to me in the Complicated Knots Discord. So when I do add these onto Sussie here, if we remove thy hot eyes, little man, when I go to place these on here, I'll do one of these, one of these, one of these, and then on the other side, I'll do 2 of these and 1 of these, so that if I make new eyes, like I can use, I won't end up with like, if I only put these on the backs and only put these on the body, I'd end up with a bunch of extra ones of these. So, half and half. But, yeah, I will link the pattern I worked off of, and I will also include all of the notes for the things I changed, because I have no chill, no ability to follow a pattern, and way too much goddamn free time. But, now that this is out of my system, I'll get the Velcro dots tomorrow, and we'll finish this tomorrow. I also have an old, like, knockoff Altoid Sours can that I am keeping all the eyes in, because I have 6 of every type of eye, and I don't want to lose them. But, I also left the hat as removable, just because. It just, I don't know, the charm of the fact that the hat can come off, it works for me. It works for me. Here is, yet again, my squog, pulling his weight, doing his time. And then my other squog just hangs out up there and watches me. I've got a new computer set up, as you all can see here. And yeah, that is the progress. I am probably going to finish the other blanket before I do the ends on the granny square blanket, and I'm not sorry, and I'm not going to apologize. But, as far as this guy, the pattern that I followed, this is the base piece from the pattern, this is the tail piece from the pattern. I just added a couple feathers on top. I did change up the wings, so this is still the same starting point. The first 4 rows, I think, are, and then the other 2 rows, I kind of altered myself. These black pieces are actually an entire applique piece that I can't show you because it's sewn to the body now, but I just sewed those together and then sewed it to the body. These legs are the correct legs, but I added a little back claw on the feet, and I attached them different and put bolts in them so that he can kind of stand up. I was going to put magnets in the feet, but my yarn is too fat for my magnets to work. So there's that. And the whole reason I ended up with a container of eyes and more eyes is because I don't have safety eyes. And I'm like, if I have to crochet eyes anyway, what else can we get away with? I did get. Alright. I would love this to be a, like, happy wrap up, finish the video clip to add to the end of this video. I said video too many times. I digress. It's not that. I don't know what the fuck happened to all of July, but it's the 23rd. I'm not done with either blanket. And could I spend the next 4 days panic crabbing trying to finish these 2 blankets and then spend time editing and trying to get this out before the end of July? Have a finished product? I could do that. I could. I don't want to. Do I look like I have energy? Do I look like I want to do that? No. So we're gonna go with reality, which is they're not done. This one, I have maybe half of the first row. It's a bobby pin. We're good. I thought that was the needle. We're good. It's a bobby pin. Not important. I have maybe half of the first like row of ends weaved in. I haven't steamed it yet. That's what that is. This is where I am on the second set of skeins. And in comparison, here's a full skein. I have made progress on it. It's just, it's a good blanket. I like the stitch. It just requires like a very specific amount of attention because it's almost mindless, but I do have to kind of verify every now and then that things are stacking up correctly. And then if they're not, I really have to like lock in and think to figure out where the fuck I messed up or how to fix it. So it's been an odd one to find the right kind of noise to have on while I work on it. I did finish one thing this month, and that's this guy. Or if I spin him around, got these eyes. Or because I lost my goddamn mind over K-pop Demon Hunters like the rest of the internet, I also decided to make him some super special eyes that aren't from the movie. They just felt right, The only downside of Velcro and yarn is that it's Velcro and yarn. Okay. His hat is an entirely separate piece and removable because I would like to make a derpy as well. He has bolts in his legs, so he can kind of stand. He's just not the most balanced. But yes, the hat comes off. Um, and yeah, he turned out so well. I will link the base pattern I worked off of, but I made a bunch of my own edits. I changed the wings. I changed the butt. I did the feet different because I put bolts in them. I obviously did my own thing with the eyes because the pattern called for safety eyes. I don't have those. And I wasn't going to buy them. So I ended up doing the Velcro stuff for the eyes. And then, again, I made the hat removable instead of sewing it on. So, again, I'll link the base pattern because I think it's a good pattern. I only have one way of doing things, and that is to go absolutely ham balls to the walls insane. Which is why this guy ended up the way he did. And along that vein, I attempted to make my own Derpy pattern. Derpy is the tiger from K-pop Demon Hunters, because he's a very unique shape, right? And like this profile, like his head is square, and then this way it's a football. And I tried, okay? This is, let me remove his strangulation piece here. It's just the sewing on piece that I didn't cut off because I had a hissy fit because I didn't like it. But it's very hard to see too because I used like terrible yarn. But I do like did get the nose shape and all that. It's just did that and then I made one leg and I decided I hated it and I was done working on this. Because it just I've seen a lot of patterns for this guy and they're just regular cat patterns in his colors and he's not regular cat shaped and I don't know enough about Amigurumi to solve that problem. That's the conclusion I have come to. So that was this weekend. And I've just like I don't know. I I don't I don't have any motivation. I don't have any ideas. I don't have any like inspiration as to what I really want to work on. So I've just not been working on things. So that's what's happening. That's where I'm at. Um, I'm not happy about it, but it's where I'm at. We're gonna leave it at that. This guy, this guy brings me joy, so I will hold him. As far as my plans, the next video will definitely have one of these blankets finished. It's my goal. One blanket finished. I hope both. Definitely one. I also finished. Hold on a second. I finished a sweater. This was the Raglan Granny Square. No, Raglan Granny Stitch sweater. And I just have to redo this cuff. I forgot to do the decreases first row. So I will have that done next time. Like, get back out here so that I do that. Oh, and then the other thing I did is I did re-dye the dragon scale bag. And it's actually black, and I attached everything. Let me grab that. Oh, it's actually black. Um, so yeah, we've got some beads to tie off, and then on the side here, and then that's our strap. Um, I haven't had a chance to use it yet because I just did this last weekend as well. So, I just I did a fresh batch of dye. I did double the dye quantity, and then instead of using my water, like using clear water, I used the old dye as the water. So got it nice and black. I put it in a vinegar bath to set the color, um, and soften it. And yeah, I'm super stoked that I finally got this done. I think that's it. So, like, it's been worse. I did get 3 things done. which is better than I thought. Because I finished this bag, I finished that sweater, and I made a bird. But I did not finish either of the blankets, which was the original goal of this video, but I got distracted. I was reviewing my footage, and I forgot something very important that I finished this month. I did finish this guy. I finished this guy. I finished the sweater, and I redyed and finished that bag. So that's 3 things. And then I made my bird friend back here. So have all of that going for us. But yeah, I was just making sure I had all my footage transferred over to my computer, and I realized this guy got finished this month instead of last month. And I don't know why I thought it was last month, because I pretty much put a video out at the end of last month. But I did. Yeah, so we've got Mr. Shiny Wooloo here. Okay. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. And I will see you at the end of next month. Bye!